President Sisi emphasizes Egypt's enduring security and dignity despite persistent challenges. Egypt's president and Bahrain's crown prince firmly reject the displacement of Palestinians. And Egypt's prime minister and Bahrain's crown prince witnessed the signing of 8 agreements to deepen bilateral cooperation. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has reassured Egyptians of the state's vigilance and awareness of surrounding threats, emphasizing Egypt's enduring security and dignity despite persistent challenges. Speaking at the Mawlid al-Nabawi celebration, attended by top officials, President al-Sisi highlighted Egypt's steadfastness, reliance on its people's resilience, and trust in divine support to ensure stability nationwide. The event featured Quranic recitation, speeches, poetry, and songs honoring the Prophet Muhammad. President al-Sisi also honored distinguished scholars and awarded a heroic citizen who sacrificed his life to save others during a fuel station fire. The president's message underscored Egypt's unity, strength, and unwavering commitment to safeguarding its people and values. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has firmly rejected the displacement of Palestinians, and that came during his meeting with Bahrain's Crown Prince and Prime Minister Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, where they stressed the urgent need to rebuild Gaza and revive peace talks for an independent Palestinian state within the June 4, 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. And during their meeting at Egypt's El Ittihadiyya Palace, they praised the deep historic ties between their nations and emphasized strengthening bilateral cooperation, especially in economic and investment sectors. They also discussed regional stability, commending Egypt's efforts to restore calm in Gaza and highlighting the importance of respecting the sovereignty and unity of all regional states. Egypt's Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Bahrain's Crown Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa have concluded an expanded joint session in the new administrative capital, witnessing the signing of 8 agreements to deepen bilateral cooperation. And these documents cover diverse sectors, including investment, aluminum production, customs, mutual recognition, tourism, cultural heritage, competition protection, and sustainable development. Notably, a memorandum was signed between Egypt's aluminum company and Aluminum Bahrain to explore building an alumina refinery in Egypt. The agreements also involve collaboration between investment authorities, exhibition centers, and ministries from both countries. This comprehensive partnership reflects the strong historic ties and mutual commitment to enhancing economic, culture, and strategic cooperation between Egypt and Bahrain. Egypt has dispatched its 29th aid convoy under the Zad al-Izza, the provision of honor from Egypt to Gaza, the initiative from Rafah to Gaza via the Karam Abu Salim border crossing. And despite ongoing Israeli bombardment on Gaza, efforts continue to deliver aid. That comes as Egypt remains steadfast in its solidarity with the Palestinians, emphasizing its readiness to allow thousands of aid trucks into Gaza once Israeli barriers are lifted, and highlighting its tireless humanitarian, relief, and medical support for Palestinians. Aid delivery to Gaza faces major hurdles, including Israeli inspections, restricted crossings, security threats, and damaged infrastructure, worsening humanitarian needs. Egypt and Palestine have underscored the urgent need for intensified regional and international pressure on Israel to halt its brutal war on Gaza and to accept the Cairo-Doha ceasefire proposal, which aligns with the U.S. envoy's plan. In a meeting between Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati and Palestinian Vice President Hussein el-Sheikh, both sides condemned Israel's use of starvation as a weapon and firmly rejected the forced displacement of Palestinians and the expansion of the Israeli military operations. They also denounced illegal Israeli settlement activities in the West Bank, especially in the E1 area. The talks highlighted ongoing Egyptian-Palestinian coordination to rally global support for a broader recognition of a Palestinian state, reaffirming Egypt's unwavering commitment to Palestinian rights and statehood. Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait has emphasized that the paramount challenge ahead is preserving the Palestinian state project, which Israel aims to erase through displacement and land seizures. Speaking at the Economic and Social Council's ministerial session, he stressed the importance of sustaining and empowering Palestinian institutions amid severe existential threats. Abul Ghait condemned the unprecedented brutality faced by Palestinians in Gaza, highlighting the use of starvation as a weapon witnessed globally while influential powers remain unable to halt the ongoing massacre. He warned that the ultimate goal is to force Palestinians from their land and undermine the two-state solution across Gaza, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem. And he called on the Arab world to mobilize its economic resources to support Palestinian resilience and institutions. And France has awarded the Legion of Honor, the Knight rank, to Khalid Anani, the Egyptian candidate for the UNESCO Director General, in recognition of his academic and cultural achievements. French Ambassador Éric Chevalier praised Anani's role in education, heritage, and strengthening the Franco-Egyptian ties, reaffirming France's full support for his candidacy. Anani, a renowned Egyptologist and former minister, called the honor a tribute to cultural bridges and a responsibility for the future. The French embassy highlighted his leadership in major heritage projects and global exhibitions, and backed by the African Union, the Arab League, and several countries, Anani could become UNESCO's first Arab and second African Director General to lead UNESCO in its 80-year history. Local Development Minister and Acting Environment Minister Manal Awad has met with the Assistant Foreign Minister Wael Abulmegd to review Egypt's preparations for the upcoming COP30 climate, the summit in Belém, Brazil, from November the 10th to the 21st. And the meeting focused on aligning Egypt's climate stance and ensuring effective coordination among ministries. Abulmegd outlined logistics, organizational plans, and negotiating priorities for Egypt's delegation. Awad emphasized the importance of clearly defined roles across government bodies to maximize Egypt's impact at the summit. And the Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Karim Badawi, has represented Egypt at the opening of the Africa Down Under Mining and Energy Conference in Perth, running from September the 3rd to the 5th. And the event is the largest African mining gathering outside the continent. Badawi highlighted Egypt's sector reforms and investment opportunities, aiming to attract Australian companies and forge new partnerships. He will deliver a keynote address on September the 4th and hold high-level meetings with ministers and CEOs. Accompanied by Yasser Ramadan, the chairman of the Mineral Resources Authority, Badawi toured the exhibition, meeting firms like Excalibur Smart Mapping and Resource Minerals International Limited, as Egypt prepares for new aerial surveys and sustainable mineral exploration. And the Culture Minister Ahmed Fouad Hannou has met with UNESCO's Regional Director Nouria Sanz to discuss expanding cooperation in museum development, artificial intelligence, and African cultural initiatives. Talks included preparations for Egypt's upcoming Creativity and AI conference and support for its participation in the Mondial Cult 2025, set for September 29th to October the 1st in Barcelona. And Hannu emphasized Egypt's commitment to safeguarding African heritage, enhancing arts museum infrastructure, and promoting the Egyptian Academy of Arts in Rome as a regional cultural hub. Sands praised Egypt's efforts and affirmed UNESCO's readiness to deepen collaboration and launch new joint initiatives. The Egyptian Ministry of Health has announced the delivery of over 73 million free medical services in just 49 days since the launch of the third phase of the 100 Days of Healthy Lives campaign on July the 15th, 2025. Launched under the directives of Dr. Khalid Abdel Ghaffar, the campaign involves 12 sectors and offers a wide range of services, from treatment and preventive care to mental health support and surgeries. On September the 1st alone, 1.46 million services were delivered, including over 447,000 through therapeutic care and 213,000 via health insurance hospitals. Awareness activities also reached 84,000 citizens across public spaces. And the Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Rania El-Mashat, has announced Egypt will launch its national narrative for economic development on September the 7th. Presented at the weekly cabinet meeting, the plan is built on 5 key pillars: macroeconomic stability, FDI, industrial and trade development, labor market flexibility, and regional planning to localize growth. The framework aims to reinforce reforms, attract foreign investment, and expand the private sector's role. Aligned with Egypt's Vision 2030, the strategy focuses on export-driven sectors, state role redefinition, and clear reform targets through 2030. The framework will be open for public consultation over the next 2 months through expert-led discussions. And Egypt is marking its 4th consecutive appearance at the World Food Istanbul 2025, with 22 companies showcasing products as food exports to Turkey surge. Running from September the 2nd to the 5th, the trade fair is one of Turkey's largest food and beverage events. Egyptian firms are presenting a wide range of goods, including juices, pasta, frozen produce, snacks, and dairy. And backed by the FEC, the General Authority for Exhibitions, and the Egyptian Commercial Service, the participation reflects growing trade ties. Egyptian food exports to Turkey jumped 64% in H1 2025 to $57 million, driven by the Egypt-Turkey Free Trade Agreement. And that's the end of our news bulletin for this hour. And here's a quick recap of today's top stories. President Sisi emphasizes Egypt's enduring security and dignity despite persistent challenges. And Egypt's president and Bahrain's crown prince firmly reject the displacement of Palestinians. And Egypt's Prime Minister and Bahrain's Crown Prince witnessed the signing of 8 agreements to deepen bilateral cooperation. And that's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments.